All right, hello everyone. This is Claire, a student RDH and Dentaltoaster. Today we have Brandi Evans, Brandi with an I, right? Evans.
Right.
And she is an awesome dental hygienist. Above that, she is a speaker and also a consultant. She used to be a faculty member as well. So she knows the students and the new grads really, really well. I'm so happy to have her today. Hello, Brandi.
Hello, Claire. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to visit with you. I love the students and the new grads. They are secretly my favorite.
Yes, there's something in, the young, the fresh mind that's so good, right? It's like a fresh, not water, but
Start.
a fresh, like, drink in the summer kind of feeling, right?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Yes. Well, Brandy, I really wanted to invite you today because I know you have your heart there, and as also a younger, hygienist, um, you have a lot to share, and I love your story. Like you're full of passion.
Oh, thank you so much. I really am bursting with excitement about
Hmm.
what I do, and I'm excited to visit with you about how after 13 years, 13
Hmm.
and a half years since I graduated,
Hmm.
how I still feel like
Hmm.
God, I love to be a dental
Oh,
hygienist. I
wow. Okay.
love what I do.
Okay.
And so I'm really
Hmm.
looking
Hmm.
forward to spending a minute with you this
Yeah.
morning.
All right. So let me ask you this question then. Did you have any moments you really screwed up? Just for fun,
Oh, oh my goodness, absolutely. It's the whole premise of what I do as a speaker and consultant.
Okay.
I thought that for people to like me, I had to not take too much time and not have them spend any money.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first handful of years of my career, I watched people get periodontal disease on my watch, seeing them
Mm-hmm.
regularly.
Mm.
I did my very best prophy, and I did my next very best prophy, and by the end of the day I'd done hard prophies and I was sweaty and I'd done everything that I could do to have all my patients love me.
Mm.
And then I got inspired by another speaker that said basically, wake up, what you're doing is letting people have disease under your watch. And so I started my journey towards providing individualized care. And Claire, would you believe when I started telling people they had gum disease and it was going to cost them money, instead of being upset,
Mm-hmm.
they gave me hugs.
Oh,
They
wow.
looked me in the eye and they said, Brandi, thanks for taking care of me. And I had been
Oh,
robbing these
wow.
humans
Okay,
of the
okay.
opportunity to take
Mm.
control of their own health,
Mm-hmm.
the chance to even know that they had
Mm-hmm.
something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I've
Mm-hmm.
progressed into a more seasoned hygienist, and my patients that have gum disease know they have gum disease, and my patients that are on their way to having gum disease have a way out and around it,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
they like me so much better now. They love
Wow.
me because I take care of them and I give
Mm.
them the information that they need to be in charge of their own success.
Fantastic. Wow. So
So
you were
yes,
trying to
I'm
be nice, and then,
yeah.
you know,
I
someday you're
thought
like,
nice
I'm not doing
girls
the
didn't
nice.
say you need $1,000 cleaning, but it turns out nice girls tell you the truth no
Mm.
matter what. There's no sweeping under the rug for nice girls.
Mm. Wow. I never thought of that as like, moment you screw up, but that's actually really like the root of what we do. Like, as a new grad too, I just was tiptoeing around everything around me. It's like, you can't pay, that's okay, I'll see you next time. But I didn't really do anything at the same time because they can't pay, right?
Right.
Wow. I think this is really a great intro to some of the messages you have. And one of the things that, just actually hit me as well is like you're telling, people to own their life, own their opportunity, own their career. Brandy, I'm going to let you talk because you did such a great job convincing me, and I'm sure our new grads needs to hear this story.
Perfect. So there are two types of mentalities in the workforce, in my opinion. I believe that there are owners
Mm-hmm.
and I believe there are associates.
Mm-hmm.
The owner shows up and knows that without a doubt, they are in charge of their own destiny and their
Mm-hmm.
own day.
Mm.
their own career, and their own happiness. And then I believe the second, not my favorite option, is associates. Those are the people that show up, they clock in and they clock out, Claire. And whatever happens in between the day has little to no to do with their own plan and their own desire for their success. So you notice for people who clock in and clock out, they will show up, and if something's going wrong in the office, they will be upset and gossip about it. The owner will show up and think, well, that's not going to work for me. What can we do to make this better? And so even though those two different people are clocking in and clocking out at the beginning and the end of the day, because as a hygienist, that's frequently, what we do, they have such a different approach and mentality that one is a career and one is a job. One is filled with happiness and joy. One is filled with, when's my next Friday night? And then what turns into those associates' minds is burnout, lack of enjoyment, lack of excitement to be in their own shoes when they're outside of the office. And what I really want to help inspire people to do when they leave the office is to have had such a great day that they're excited for their next part of their life. Whether it's dinner, a workout, your kids, a bike ride, maybe you love The Bachelorette, I don't know, but whatever's next for you, I'm hoping that you show up to that next piece with energy because you were an owner and you were in charge of your happiness in your day versus being exhausted. So that's the
hit
short
it in
story.
the nail. This feeling is, especially as a young grad, we do not own ourselves. We do not own our space, our treatment. We let everybody else dictate how we should feel, how much we should make, what we should do, and even our energy. Like, people take it away from us. We don't know how to control that. Now, Brandi, what you said, take ownership, but are there some simple steps you can teach us? I mean, it's a whole mentality, but as a young grad who graduated a year or two ago, that's still something difficult to do.
Absolutely. I think the first step is to show up as the student. Show up in your new situation and learn everything that you can learn from everyone around. If you are open to their expertise, because even if they have qualities you don't like, people that have been in the business longer have experiences that they can share with you. So if you show up as a student and are soaking up everything that you can learn, whether or not you keep it is separate. But you show up as a student, the teacher is going to be open to what you might have to say.
You're right.
So if you show up and you notice, for example, that the team is not healthy, you can show up and learn from each member of the team. And then the next week, show up with the idea of having a quick team meeting and team huddle. Come to your morning meeting with some little fun team building activity that takes 5 or 10 minutes. And the whole office is going to be like, whoa.
I know.
Whoa. It's 5 or 10 minutes that was fun and exciting. And so now these people feel connected to you and connected to each other. And that tiny little chip is the first step to cracking the iceberg of a team that's unhealthy. That's just one example. We have lots of opportunity every day to change something we don't like. If you don't like the way they do perio, again, start with learning why they got to that spot.
Okay.
And then as the answer comes, because you've been open, those other teammates are going to be open.
And I can definitely I can imagine in my head how, being open, letting others teach you a few things, even though there's something you don't agree with. And that's especially with the hygienist and, doctor kind of relationship, because the doctor, is not trained to do business. they're trying to do great job with what we have in our oral cavity. But
Mm-hmm.
being a people's person and running a business with a full array of staff is very difficult. But if you something you don't like, whether having the mentality of like, oh, I don't like this, or why are they doing that, it's like being open to asking them, why is it like that, why is the period charting this way, why are you not period charting, being a student of that and being open. And it actually goes to not just dentistry but any industry. Let's say like if you ask some questions to your mentor, you're more likely to get a promotion. That's kind of what the study shows too.
Right.
Same thing here, as a
Yeah.
hygienist.
Because if you're teachable, then people feel you are not threatening to them.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like you're respecting their expertise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's really easy to get trapped in the idea that we're going to do what we've always done. And I believe that if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. So if you want something different,
Yeah.
and as a new graduate, I think a lot of times there are lots of opportunities that are very, very good. You can show up at an office that's a really, really great office, and there aren't necessarily things wrong. But if you show up as the associate, everything's going to continue on a status quo. But if you show up to a good office, then you have the opportunity to bring your new blood, your zest for this great education and license that you now have, to turn it into a great office, or take that great office to an excellent office. There is no end to the fun and the goodness that you can have as a dental hygienist if you are willing to show up and own your own career.
I mean, if I were a doctor, I would love to have you, Brandi. You like, through the camera, I can see your zest, and that my only hope with that, all of us, would do that. We're, beat up a lot of times with things in life. It can be personal, it can be things. I mean, we are a little mini psychologist too in our chair. People tell us stuff and that affect us in many different ways. And I think the concept of ownership is kind of an aha moment for me right now, because I pride myself of being, doing great and knowing so much, but how do I own my attitude? Like how do I own myself, as a hygienist? What about those scenarios where, like the office is kind of like not so awesome, the dentist is not super supportive? Any tips on how we can still be an owner in that scenario?
Absolutely. When you reach the point as an owner that you feel like you have done all you can do, you've been as open, and the recipients are not open to any further. And that's that stopping point is there. I believe you have a couple of choices. The first choice is to see what you can do about getting someone else, a different voice in, to help with whatever situation you're struggling with in your office. The second option is to keep looking. If you have a position that you don't love and you have exhausted absolutely everything that you can possibly think of to turn that situation into a healthy and fun situation for you, where you're taking great care of your patients, you're having great days, you've got some team members that you're friends with. Once that is not an option, get out, revamp your resume, and find something else. If you show up the way that we've been talking about today as an owner, there is a dentist, there is a dental hygiene team that wants you, that needs you, and that will love you, and that will lift you up back. If it's uphill all the way, get off the hill. Let's move
High
to
five,
the
girl,
next
over
here. Move on. And I think that we are all scared of change, and we think, oh man, rent's coming due, I need that money. You do need that money, and that's not the only way to get it. And I am here as a testament, as a dental hygienist, a licensed dental hygienist, your options end at the sky. There is no end. There's only an end to your inspiration and motivation. So pick that and move on when you got to move on.
I love the honesty here, because a lot of people, won't really go to the extent telling you, you got to get out, girl, you got to get out. But that's the reality. You've done everything you can. What else? It's not just hygienists. My sister is a dentist.
Right.
She works in other offices, and when it's time, it's time. I mean, I've done everything that I could. Like, there's so much I can give.
And I think that coming back to the idea of owning your entire life, making sure that when you are done being a dental hygienist for the day, that you're taking care of yourself and the things that you love to do. So if your hardest thing in life right now is the office that you work at, make sure that at home you are doing the things that you love, so that just like at the beginning when I said I want you to have energy for your second part of your life, if you can't get out of that office yet, make sure that you've got energy to get through that day at the office until you can move on. But you have to move on, and you have to take care of yourself on both ends. And so I think that a lot of people, and not just in dental hygiene, in general, humans forget that we're in charge of our own choices. And when something seems like there's no out, there is. You just have to say, I'm going to find it, and I might not find it today, but I'm going to find it.
It's all about the attitude. You know what they say, and I talk a lot about the brain, is like the brain cannot tell whether it's like reality or it's just in their brain. So for example, they made like people play piano but in their mind. They never give them a real piano. They learn just by like watching and by doing the music theory. There's another group that played the piano. You know what? Those people who didn't even had a real piano build muscles in their hand to play the piano, because they watch it, they played it in their head. So if you played the story of you owning your life and your operatory, and the success you give your patients as well, that's going to just come true. There's just no other way. You're building your muscles in your body and brain to make that happen. So keep yourself, tell your story to your own self, to friends and family, and it will come true.
Yeah, it's the Covey principle, right? Begin with the end in mind. Do you want to be happy? Well, then talk to yourself like you're happy, and that you're going to be happy, and that you're doing the things that it takes to have true joy in the day. And I've got another secret for you and all of the people that might be listening to us.
I had to let out a little.
There is no destination. We're not going anywhere.
Okay.
There's nowhere to get to. Every single day, that journey, the in, the out, the this season, the that season, the mom season, the hygienist season, that's it. That you don't get anywhere. So you got to enjoy today. Today is the present. Today's the gift. Today's the destination. Today, this is it. This is what we have. And I see a lot of people, a lot of hygienists thinking, it's going to be so much better when so-and-so comes back from maternity. Or it's going to be so much better when I get these new instruments. Or I'm going to be happy as soon as I graduate, as soon as I pass my boards, as soon as I, we're always like going to this next thing. And I mean, I'm 35 years old, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, we're not going anywhere. The destination, the present, this is it. This is what we have. So what do you want?
Gotta make the best out of it.
Every time. And, it seems hard some days to decide that today is my gift. And if you're choosing that good day, most of the time when you have those hard days, it's okay. They come, they go, and then tomorrow's a better one. So that's what I would love for people to always keep in mind. Like there's no destination. It is truly day in and day out. That's the gift.
You got a lot of wisdom, Brandi. Thank you.
You're so sweet to me. I am so glad we met.
Wow, that is true. I mean, it's just, for me, like I live people tell me, well, who know me, say I live in the future. And I do because my mind is always like, what's next? Like what I need to do, like, how we're going to drive this. I'm super goal oriented, but I lose sight of the present too, actually.
Yeah. I
And
think we all do.
yeah.
I think we all do.
Hmm.
Especially if you're I'm goal oriented too. I have to struggle all the time to look at my kids and think, you're going to be older tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
this annoying thing you're doing right now, I just love you anyway. Right? Because that tomorrow is going to come no matter what. And
Mhm.
I'm doing the things that I need to do today so that tomorrow is lovely, so that goal that you're working on comes
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
enjoying the process
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
I
Wow.
feel like, key.
Yeah.
So
So you have children, Brandi? How many children?
I do. I have 4. I have 3 stepdaughters and a son.
Wow, that's 4.
So my season of life is all about something's easy today, something's hard tomorrow, in and out. They're 17 to age 11.
All
And
right.
so
And a
it's a busy season.
super hygienist, mom, and then a speaker, consultant. I admire everything you do.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I work hard and I fail all the time. And I
Mm,
learn more from when I fall down than when I am just on
mm.
the upward. So I
Well,
hope to always,
I'm very impressed. I mean, you've been, doing hygiene for, you said a little over 10 years, right?
yeah,
And
it'll be 14 this
14, yeah,
summer.
yeah. Time flies. Probably, it probably feels like that. When you were like, look back when you were new grad and when you're right now, would there be one thing, like obviously we talked about being an owner of that and living in the moment and taking care of yourself, but would there be one thing you would tell your younger self to do?
Absolutely. I would tell my younger self that doing my best is always enough,
Mm,
and other people's opinions of me don't matter. It's
mm.
none of my business. So if
Yes.
I feel like if that 20, how old was I? 23 years old when I graduated. If that girl would have
Hmm.
known that showing up and doing my best by my patients
Yeah, that's it.
and not worrying about whether they would be upset with me,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, I could have been on this journey years ahead of,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I really would have avoided a lot of that struggle that I had.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So it's just none of our, it's their opinion is none of our
Mm-hmm.
business, and you can't diagnose someone's emotion and their wallet and
Mm-hmm.
their appetite for their own health.
You cannot
So
carry it. It's not for us to carry it. It's not.
no,
It's not.
no.
We can help. We just do our best. And that's the comfort. We need that comfort also to know that we've just done the best. And as healthcare professional, we're givers. Like we are take carers. And I think we all have the similar personality of like we want to give more, like more and more. But what is
Hmm.
more? Like that's enough, sometimes. And so I really love that message. And anybody who is listening or watching, you got to repeat this to yourself, right? Brandi said, other people's opinion is none of my business.
Done.
None. And I actually heard that a few times, actually recently. Maybe it was, message to me as well, because, I really care about people. I really care about what they think about, like the content that I produce and things like that. But, just doing the best is that's it. My other friend, Noelle Kelch, she's a ultrasonic queen.
Oh yeah.
And she told me too, other people's business, I mean, opinion is none of our business, so we just do the best. We definitely just do. Woo! And if you are young and listener, new grad, literally just write it somewhere. If you have a bad day, I mean, just look at it. Have it pop up on your phone every 3 hours or something. I do a lot of self, motivational things as well, just for my own self. And they say, just put 3 times a day in your phone things that you want to remember, the same kind of words, just to keep reminding yourself of how you should feel and think. And, for me, for example, it'd be like, be courageous kind of thing. I mean, it's kind of vague, fluffy word, but things that resonate with you. Be bold, for example. I mean, in your case, if you're suffering from, trying to overthink it, it could be something as simple as just you've done your best already.
Right.
You know,
And
have you
you,
seen that? Sorry, have
no,
you seen
you're
that
good.
Facebook thing where it was recently? It's like this girl has like so many medals, like all over her arms and chest, and like on the other arm as well. And the thing was like, if overthinking was a sport, and people were like loving it because like that's that's all of us. We're overthinking too much.
It's so funny and it's so true. And that gal that does have all those medals, let's say she's been a runner
Yeah.
or a super hygienist or whatever. I think a lot of people look at that all those medals and they think, oh my gosh, she's so great. She has so many medals.
Mm-hmm.
For every medal,
Mm.
there are
It
10
was a lot.
bruises on that body somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the road to those medals
Uh-huh.
isn't always perfect. So knowing that your best
Mm-hmm.
is enough and knowing that tomorrow your best is going to be better than it was today. And sometimes your best was a total failure,
Mm-hmm.
and just being okay with that
Mm-hmm.
that that journey, that get up, get
Mm-hmm.
down, all of it
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm.
is what we're doing, is what it's all about. And if you can enjoy that, if you can enjoy that one thing, being in the moment, being in the day,
Uh-huh.
missing the test question,
Uh,
missing the conversation, succeeding with that patient, you can really truly just enjoy that
mm-hmm.
all those things are beautiful and good,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to be excited to be a hygienist,
Mm-hmm.
and your journey to whatever that road
Mm-hmm.
looks like for you is
Yeah.
going to be fun. And
Ah.
who doesn't want to have fun? I want to have fun.
Hey, Brandy, what is the one thing for fun that you do, that you do for taking care of yourself?
So my current, this will speak to the season of life. My current funnest thing is I love to cook.
Oh,
It's my love language and it's my
oh.
relief. I love to feed my family food that will bless their bodies and their taste buds. It's called kitchen therapy at my house.
Wow.
A little music, a book, a glass of wine, and some good ingredients, and I am in heaven.
Oh, I love that because it relieves me of my problem with cooking if I'm with you.
You can come over anytime. Feeding other
Yeah.
people is
Oh,
is my favorite thing to do.
that's so
So,
kind, Brandy. Well, can you tell us about your website so if others want to reach out to you?
oh, absolutely. If you want to get a hold of me, my website is stellaroutcomes.net
Mm-hmm.
or stellaroutcomes@outlook.com. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under that same name as well. And
Okay.
as a coach and a speaker, my
Mm-hmm.
primary goal is to teach dental professionals how to have great days while
Mm-hmm.
providing individualized care.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot of great office work. So if you show up in a new office and you think, man, I could just use a little help
Mm-hmm.
making this a little bit better, then I am certainly available
Okay.
to be your girl in that
Okay.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
As a student and a new grad, you have a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just want to chit chat, or you've got something that is on your brain, or you want to vent about something, you're more than welcome to reach out to me on any of those venues, and I would be happy to be a resource to you. Of course, there's no
Mm-hmm.
commitment, charge, anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you, and
You're
I
so
get it,
kind.
and I'm with you.
You are so kind, and I love it, guys. Go to stellar.outcomes with an S.net.
Yes.
And I mean, as you can see from our conversation, Brandy has it like, she has the heart, the brain. She really loves the profession. She's been through it as well and coached many others. So, I have, had coaches myself too over, my professional career as well. And sometimes I felt like, why do I need a coach? But, sometimes it can save lives too. So guys, so don't, you know, hold yourself back. Just reach out to Brandy, and especially if you're new grad, she says she loves you guys already. So I hope to, have all of you be happy, enjoy your career, and just know that you're doing the best every day.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Well, Claire, thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much
Mm-hmm.
for having me. I wish all of the new grads that you speak to good
Mm-hmm.
luck. It is an incredible profession, and
Uh-huh.
I am excited to
Uh-huh.
be a part of it.
All right. Thank you so much, Brandy. Hugs from here. And
Right back at you, Claire. Thank you.
all right. See you again.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.